Crypto Caesar Capital. Hope you are well. It's the 26th of May, 2025, and we're going to look at Bitcoin as always here today. So, okay, this is the way I see it. This is really the road to 150K plus. Now, I think that this is going to happen this year, and I think that it's likely to happen this summer. So it's likely to happen in the next weeks or months. That's my view. Could be wrong, but that's what I'm calling here. So it's going to happen this year, but I think there is a fairly strong possibility that it could happen this summer. Now, my base case, as you all know, for Bitcoin is 150K. So that would be my base case cycle top. So I think that at the very least, Bitcoin is going to achieve a price of 150K. My full bull case is about 250, maybe a little bit more. Essentially, the top of this channel. Depending when that is, could be 250, 260, etc. But the top of this channel. I don't think Bitcoin's going to get out of the top of this channel. I don't think there's going to be enough escape velocity for it to get above this channel. Again, could be wrong, but my view is, at best, we're going to get to the top of this channel, which, by Q4, whatever, it's going to be 275. But, that's my full bull case. But yeah, so my base case 150K, my full bull case 250 plus, top of that channel, wherever it is at the time. Now, this is the road to 150K in my view, and we're looking at a linear chart, linear fibs, and a standard MACD for linear charts. We're not looking at a logarithmic chart. If we were looking at a log chart, I'd use log fibs and I would use a logarithmic MACD, but we're not doing that in this scenario for this exercise. So my view is this, as I've said, I think we're going to go to 150K this year, and I think there's a strong possibility that's going to happen in the summer. Not saying that would be the cycle top. I still think we're following the 4-year cycle. I am open to there being an extended cycle, but that's a different video for a different day. Let's just talk about 150K road to it. So we've got a bullish cross here on the MACD, okay? And this is the weekly MACD, and we have a bullish cross. That is an indication that the trend to the upside is going to continue, okay? Now, we had a bullish cross back in on the 14th of October 2024. That was the last time we had a bullish cross. And you can see the trend continued nicely to the upside. So we can assume now, because we have a bullish cross on the MACD on the weekly time frame, which is a high time frame chart, that the trend, this trend, will probably more likely than not continue to the upside. Now, the last time the MACD crossed, the trend continued for some time. And let's have a look at how much or what percentage gain there was on the price chart for Bitcoin. So this is when we had the cross, okay? Taking from the bottom of the candle, the weekly candle where the cross happened, measuring to the top, okay? That was the peak or the local peak or the local top, if you want to call it that, before there was this consolidation. That was a movement of 75%, so 74.99%. And that upward trend lasted 98 days, or if we call this the peak, 63 days, because, even though it went a little bit higher there to 109, it got to 108 here. That was the kind of the blow off top of this local move or local peak, local top, whatever you want to call it. But that was the kind of the peak. Then there was a consolidation period, tried to push again, couldn't do it. Then it went full down into consolidation. But let's just call it 63 days. So from the beginning of the bullish cross, until the end of the move was about 63 days. Okay. Now, we had a bullish cross back on the 5th of May, the last one being the 14th of October 24. Now we have another one, 5th of May 25. Now, if Bitcoin was rather to have a similar move, so bottom of the weekly candle, 74% up, or 75% up, or thereabouts, 74.93. That takes us to the 2618 Fibonacci. Okay, so there's a bit of confluence there, that there was this move when we had a bullish cross on the MACD, trend continuation to the top, 63 days or 9 weeks, and 74%. If we did that again, there's a chance that that could happen. There's a chance that it might go further. There's a chance it might not go so far. But what we've got is a bullish cross on the MACD, which suggests to me it's more likely than not that the trend will continue. And if the trend continues in the strength that it did on the last occasion, and there's no suggestion to suggest that it wouldn't, then the price achieved would be about 164K. Now, if we were going to say 63 days, so 63 days from the cross, that takes us to 7th of July. Okay, and that is just before Donald Trump deals with tariffs on the 9th of July, I think. So there is a reasonable case, in my view, to suggest that Bitcoin is firstly going to continue on its trend to the upside. And there is the potential that it will have a trend continuation strength, or similar strength trend continuation as it did on the previous move. And it could reach in the region of 150 to 160K. At that point, I think there is likely to be, if this does happen, so let's say, for example, there is trend continuation similar to the previous move up to the 2618 fib. Remember, these are all linear fibs. There's no mix of log and linear. I think that if that could be achieved or close to it, I think that there would be a lot of selling at that point, and there would be a sell-off, and there would be consolidation throughout the rest of the summer. And then into Q4, there would probably be then another move to the upside. So this is all quite possible. I mean, the MACD is a pretty good indicator, especially on a weekly basis. And if we get this move up to this kind of area, 140, 150, 160K, and the MACD starts to cross here, then I think that that would be probably a good sign that not necessarily the cycle is over, but there is going to be some consolidation, like there was when we had a bearish cross on the MACD here, 106K. There was this then long period of consolidation, and that period of consolidation was about 70 days. 70 days takes you kind of into, end of mid-September. "70 days takes you to the 15th of September, and then that would give you the opening of essentially all of Q4 then to start ramping up and making its final move toward the top. Because you would have Q4, you would have October, November, December. Okay, so you would cool off between essentially July, August, a little bit of September, then the price starts ramping up again in October, November, December. Just an idea. As I said, my base case for Bitcoin this cycle is 150K. That's, that's my base case. That's the bear case really for me. I don't think the cycle's over. My bull case is top of that channel, which, depending when you are in time where you are, it could be 280K, 250K, or close to the top of that channel. That would be my full bull case. I don't think it's going to have escape velocity out that channel. Just my view, could be wrong. My base case is 150K, and my view is I think that comes sooner rather than later. But again, I could be wrong. But what I would definitely be doing or looking to do around this 2618 area is I'd probably be taking some profits there and seeing how the market reacted, especially if we started getting a bearish cross on the MACD. We're up here, we got a bearish cross on the MACD. I think this is a good area to start taking some profits and just let the price just chill out and see what it's going to do. Maybe it comes back down here to 130K, by mid-September, and then it's ramping up and its final leg to the peak on a 4-year cycle. Now, I've spoken a lot about the 4-year cycle over the years, something we've traded since 2016, but there is a very good argument to suggest that this cycle could continue a little bit longer than the usual 4-year cycle, but we'll deal with that on a different day because right now my view is that the 4-year cycle is being respected. So that's the video for today. That's the road to 150K, as I said. If you put a gun to my head, I'd say I think this is going to be achieved this summer. And then I think that would probably be a local top. There's also a bit of confluence. If we put the, so this is the pi cycle high-low indicator. And essentially, the blue moving average is the 350 DMA times 2. And interestingly enough, 162K at the moment is the top of, or is where that moving average is. And my view is that if we were to get to the top of this, or this, if we were to tap this trend line, the 350 DMA, which is in blue, the likelihood is that there would be a bit of a rejection, like there was a rejection here. There was actually a rejection back in 2020. Some rejections back in 2017. So, there's a strong case that if Bitcoin is able to rally up to 350 DMA, it could well reject off there and consolidate for a while. And the price, or the 350 DMA times 2, is currently at about 160K or thereabouts. So, if Bitcoin gets to 140, 150, 160K by, July time, mid-July, beginning of July, whatever, then I think that there is a reasonable cause to believe that there could be some profit taking. So this could be a good area to take some chips off the table and to sit tight and see what happens. So yeah, that's the video for today. If you want to join the group, hang on, let me just move that out of the way. If you want to join my group, just either send us an email via the website, or you can send me a direct message on Twitter. Premium membership is $499. It's the most popular. It's less than $500 for 12 months. You get a lot for that. We're there 24/7 to help you navigate through these markets and give you some confidence in risk management, taking profit, and portfolio management, etc. Check the website out. And if you're interested, send me a DM. But there we are. That's the road to 150K. As I say, I think it's going to happen this summer. I could be wrong. If it doesn't happen this summer, it will happen this year. But yeah, I think it happens sooner rather than later. Anyway, there we are. That's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed it. And I will speak to you very soon. Thank you very much for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.